Yes or no? We may harm the patient. Tomorrow you or family will. So core area skill is, it is not come by one day. You are practice. Start from day 1 to, I told my student, you 2 years you are there. You day night, you don't work for only college study. You go to the area. I will tell the sisters, tell my student, who always what is good in MS, there is 10 student, maybe this like this, but 20 students, they come from different people, they are very sounded. I told them, ask your friends, because you are not studied, you are not get your you didn't see the patient, you got the degree. It's not only your mistake from faculty, mistake from institution, mistake from regulatory body, mistake from TNA also. We are also not able to do anything, so but we have to correct it. So I told him 2 years in study in age, you improvise, you learn everything. I am really telling that 2 years he become very best. He learned even after the posting. During over, he went to some other place, he learned everything and he became sounded. Why he did it? Because he did rigorous practices. I have seen so many nurses, they join freshly, after 2 years they are very good. Why? Because the practice comes with your experience, not with your sitting and reading the books. Practice need time to spend it. So every nurses, that's why I am telling, from novice to become expert, novice to become expert. If you do 1,000 times cannulation, even sleeping time, you can ask you will do the cannulation. Yes or no? Because sounded, because through your expectation, we have to come out. That is the most important to come with the practices. And values and preferences, again, that is a consideration. I told yesterday also, patient, just away from patient, give the medications, whatever you do, it is not possible to understand the patient. Yes or no? What you have to do, talk with the patients. Talk with the patient to ventilate. Because when the patient come to the hospital, you are even yourself, you go to any hospital, you become isolated. Even though you are nurse, even though you are doctor, you sit in the bed, you feel that how much you are. You feel bad. Because it is all the time, hospitalization is one of the biggest, challenge for anybody. If they feel, because they are not only you are hospitalized, you were occupied with the disease also. That time you want to say something, you want to talk with your family member. Sometimes because of ICU or some other area, you are supposed to be isolated. You may be out of your family. That time they are looking for someone to talk, but doctors doesn't have time to spend time because of that workload. That time we expected only one person can talk, that is nurse, because only one person many times they have to contact the patients. That's why communication skills help you to know what the patient wanted, what the patient feel. That's why you can be able to do that. So that is a differentiation between utilization and the evidence-based practice. What is the difference? Both are same? Both are same? Research utilization and the evidence-based practice. Almost same. Okay. So what is research utilization? Today I have conducted one study. Like example, even one app I developed, I tested with these patients, 20 patients. Then I told, okay, this is the research already I published. It's in maybe indexed journal, maybe Scopus. You are in Jamia, you are working in Jamia. You thought I want to develop same app, sir, can you give me? I will utilize it. So is it be good practice?
In evidence-based, it is one of the research evidence, but it is the best one.
Excellent. Yeah. So that's why we do that in a kind of systematic review, and also we go for the meta-analysis. Systematic review means you review the literature and you understand that by qualitative manner, not in the quantitative manner, to express that the work is good. Understand that it can be accepted. Even there is a strength and weakness of every studies, and you are come to derive into conclusions which can able to present as a systematic review. But again, in the meta-analysis, you feel that really the worthy of the studies, it also can quantitatively also to be analyzed and can be presented as a meta-analysis. But here you maybe 1,000 studies, you bring into narrow into the 10 study which you wanted to be, look into your questions, what you are thinking into that. Then finally conclude that I think now mobile app can be used for the patient care outcome. Yes or no? Not only Gobichandran alone studies or another study which will be contested in India. So research utilization look on one study or two study, which your experience you come to know and see the literature, you practice it. Sometimes the study it's not relevant, or sometimes not vigorous, or maybe not in manner, in the robust manner, not done it. There is lot of flaws in the study, lot of bias was there, lot of error was done it. Understand not? Reported. So in the not in the very good manner. Even though still you see the only outcome, the study was benefited the patient, you've done it. But when you do kind of a systematic review, analysis study, you come to know, given that evidences in the very better manner represented, and it is feasible to utilize it in the manner it is mentioned, then you bring it to the practice. That is called evidence-based practices. So evidence-based practices by systematic manner, and again consideration of these components. When you are utilized before, you see this is applicable to my patient. Is it be cost enough? Understand not? Again, let's go where you are expertise enough to do this. So all three components you consider, that is called evidence-based practices. Utilization, you blindly think about, okay, mobile application, I bring it to my Jamia and do that. Understand not? It is called research utilization. Research utilization, it may not be sustained for a long time. Sometimes it may be challenge you, or sometimes it may be think that why I have taken this initiative, and it may be sometimes you may not fulfill your what you expected to do that. But evidence-based practices, it definitely will sustain. It may convert into the standardized practice. If it's taken to the right manner, it will be followed in the very systematic manner. So that's why it is a very, very differentiation. There's a differentiation between evidence-based practice and research utilization. It's very complex in nature. These are the points. It's a newer concept. I told you it's very new, and it's you are including the patient preference. Today the patient say, I don't want to do this. Yes or no? I don't want to surgery. Now you understand. I think the private corporate, I don't know about the AIMS corporate, they are giving option for you. Yes or no? You are going for CABG, they give option for you. They are in the two lesion in the two vessels, they give option for you. You can go with the with the cardiac catheterization, angio, or I can go with this, the CABG. So many options they given for you. Then you decide, patient will decide option for intervention, option for utilizing use the material, what type of stent do you want to use it. Everything given option to the patient decide, not by you to decide, because cost is involved, patient, and you also tell what is the pros and cons. This is the most important to consider the evidence-based practice as compared to the utilization. You research utilization, say this is better, I will do that. You never take consent from the patients, never ask the preference from the patient. So these are different between the research utilization and the evidence-based practice. Again, we also all the time you will always go for the assessing, the evaluating the outcome of the patients. Outcome means which you look into that whether they improvise in the patient in the outcome. Always start from where you started. You have come to know report the patient is not satisfied. Yes or no? You feel that wound is delay wound healing. Whatever the problem you faced, again go back to that whether it's improved or not. Whether you improved or not. So your assessment again go back to that, evaluate as the outcome of the patient. Then you fulfill it because of my practices. The patient outcome is improved. This is what we able to understand that like clinical decisions you take at any call, any time, depending upon that these four components that is considered to be the evidence-based practices. Only another 3 minutes, because our next lecture will continue with this all implementation, literature, all the things. So we able to see why evidence-based practice. This is the last information for my session. Why we need this? Why evidence-based practice? We'll start with Sandeep. You are doing good already. Why we wanted this practice? Being a researcher, he is a PhD scholar. Yes, good.
Without proof, no one can believe.
Okay. What is the maximum listening time? How many minutes?
40 minutes.
I stopped 40 minutes. Okay. Now I am listening from you. My secretary is watching. This time he will not leave you. He told me, sir, don't go more than 40 minutes. He given warning to me. That's why I am listening. I stopped. So number one, very excellent. Okay, we want to utilize the evidences. Wherever evidences, we want to bring it. Very good. So next one, from another hospital. You are different. Same hospital. Yeah, tell me one point from your hospital. What is the reason? It's already answer is there. Yeah. Anyone? Because my fulfillment will be over. I given the session, then everyone got the point. Yes, sister. Very good. For quality is language. Yes or no? We want to improvise the quality. It's not for me, sir.